Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video we are taking the new KOZUKI ODEN, the heir to the Shogun of Wano, into the Hawkins Forest. Now, I truly believe that the Hawkins Forest is the hardest of the forests. Now, Kids Forest is fairly tricky, but unless you have a way to get around that sort of orb block mechanic, it is really, really tricky. And the concept of the forest is you need to bring a lot of healers or have a lot of healing on the team. So what we are doing with this particular team is we are bringing Oden and a friend Roger. And we are utilizing the same trick that I used in the Roger video, but instead of using recovery orbs, we're actually going to be using Wano Orbs. So if you guys don't know, this guy makes strength orbs into Wano. He boosts the attack, which boosts the attack by 2.5 for 2 turns, changes crew's own types to strength slots, and then boosts strength, slasher, and free spirit character slot effects by 2.5. So ideally, if you have a full board of orbs, he's going to turn them all into strength, and because of his special, they're going to turn into Wano Orbs. And as a captain, he's a 4.25 times rainbow and a 1.5 times HP rainbow booster. He'll then boost strength characters by approximately 4.75 if they have a Wano Orb, and changes T&D slots into Wano slots, which it's just, Wano slots are so broken, man. They're so strong. So that's our leader. We are taking KOZUKI ODEN in, and we are going to sort of cheese it a little bit with using those Wano Orbs and the switchability of these two beautiful girls right here, Vivi and Rebecca. Now, you guys probably know what Vivi Rebecca does. We basically have her on the team for her defense up and damage reduction removal. Her switchability, also one of the most broken switchabilities in the game. She gives us 2,000 healing, a 2.5 times chain lock. That way we can hit greats, and we can just hang on to those Wano Orbs the entire fight. Next, we have Inven Clay, one of the best rare recruits in the game. They're on the team here purely for their healing. That's the big reason we have them on this team. That's actually pretty much the only reason, and their switchability. Their switchability reduces paralysis and gives us damage reduction by 20% for 1 turn. So that's really, really strong, plus they are a strength unit in the Bond Clay form, so they are going to be getting a higher multiplier from the Oden captain ability. Next, we have Luffy, Tara, and Zoro Jiro. Now, these guys were built for this forest when it first came out, obviously Wano Orbs being ridiculously broken. There is a part on the run where like they make all type orbs non-matching, so Wano Orbs are the best way to get around it. Now, the reason we have these guys is we have a pretty much full free spirit and slasher team, so they are going to be giving us a 2.75 times orb boost, as we're going to have heaps of Wano Orbs and a 3 times chain lock, which is really, really strong. They're also a red unit and a green unit, which is really strong, as when we get to the end, because our captain's strength, Hawkins is going to turn into a quick unit. So we have plenty of Dex units on this team, so we can just clap him at the end. Alright, let's move on to the final unit on this team. We have Corazon. Corazon is here for his healing and his bind removal. He's really, really handy for the Soba Mask, Zorojiro, and Law stage. So he works really well. Plus, we can utilize the support of V2 Law to get a slot boost for 1.75 for that particular stage as well. And then we're just going to use him for his healing, basically. That's his other benefit there. We have this Chopper as a support on our Luffy Zoro. I don't think it's necessary. I just wanted that little bit of extra healing, as we do take quite a bit of damage at the beginning. Finally, we have the Liberal Hind on this team. Now, I'm a bigger fan of the Liberal Hind rather than the Auto Jackson, mainly because you get the cooldown for Psy units. Now, we're not getting the 1.1 times extra boost, but that cooldown for Psy units is actually pretty clutch, because we do want Roger's special 1 turn earlier. Now, if you can find a Roger that has the limit break key, it is going to be more beneficial for you guys, but I don't think it's overly necessary. I'll have to sort of double check that in the run, but that's enough about the team. Like I mentioned, we are bringing a friend Roger. Let's hop in. Let's take on Hawkins. It is time. KOZUKI ODEN's taking on the Hawkins Forest. So, on stage 11, we come up against Okiku. Okiku is a quick unit who blows away our friend captain for 2 turns and also despairs our captain for 2 turns. With the Roger captain, we don't have to worry about that despair. It just gets blown away, which is great. So we're not worried about that at all. Every single turn, Okiku is going to bind 2 units, and then on the next turn, she's going to bind 3 units. And the turn after that, she's not going to bind anyone. So we managed to get lucky there, and we got our Luffy Zoro not binded. So we did use their switch ability to remove the binds. Unfortunately, I forgot to switch with Invinclay, so we are taking a little bit more damage. Make sure you are switching with them pretty much every single turn. That way you guys will get the damage reduction, which is fairly nice on this particular team. So now that we got our captains back, we can take out Okiku and we can move on to the next stage against Raizo. Raizo is going to give us a full board of TND Orbs, and with our KOZUKI ODEN captain, that means a full board of Wano Orbs. So what we're going to do on this particular turn, we're going to switch with our Vivi Becca for the healing, and then we're going to eat up all those TND Orbs. The more TND Orbs we eat before we use the Luffy Zoro special, the higher that Orb boost is going to be, but it's not going to be very hard to get it up very high, as we are going to abuse the Wano Orb mechanic. On to the next stage now, we come up against Holdem. Holdem is fairly annoying, as we still have our specials binded from the Raizo stage, so just make sure you're switching with Luffy Zoro just to remove that. But the beautiful thing about Invinclay is they're actually immune to special bind. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to use their special, and that way we can get 5 turns of auto heal. The big upside to that is we do want to stall out the 4 turns of threshold that Holdem puts on himself and the 4 turns of burn. Every single turn, Holdem does like 2 attacks. The first attacks, I think, is fixed damage, or it's like a damage cut. But each turn, that actually gets higher and higher. So make sure you're switching with your Invinclay as well, so you are getting the damage reduction. And you're switching with your Vivi Becca to make sure that you are getting that extra healing. With the Liberal Hind as well and full auto heal sockets, we are healing for around 4k every single turn, which is really, really strong. It helps so damn much, as this forest, it does a lot of HP cuts, it does a lot of big hits, and relying on healing is actually pretty vital. So as we make our way through Holdem, the stall period of Holdem, we are just going to keep using those switch abilities, keep eating those Wano Orbs, keep getting that auto heal, and keep getting that damage reduction. As you can see, we pretty much get back to full health every single turn, as we just get so much damn auto heal. Every 2 turns, Holdem is going to basically make every type, color, orb unmatching for our crew. It's not really the end of the world, because when we do burst him down, we are going to have full board of Wano Orbs anyway. So now that his threshold is gone away, and the burn has gone away, this is where we are going to burst him down. So as you can see, we do drop below 50% HP on that final hit. As you can tell, it does get higher and higher the damage that he does output. So you do want to make sure that you use that Invinclay special as soon as you get into this particular stage. So what we're going to do now, after we switch with our units to get the chain lock and the damage reduction, we're going to use our Roger's super typing. That's going to give us a full board of orbs. So then when we use our KOZUKI ODEN special, it's going to give us a full board of Wano Orbs. And with the mechanic of Roger, we lock those orbs into place. We can utilize some pinch healing here as well, which is great. And that way we carry the Wano Orbs into the next stage against Kinemon and Kanjuro. Now, Kinemon locks or does the orb sealing mechanic, where like you have to hit certain shots to get rid of it. But with this team, we want to hang on to those Wano Orbs. We get 3 turns of paralysis on our captains and our middle row get the specials rewinded, which is fairly annoying, but with the Liberal Hind, it does help us out to get our specials back sooner, as we do want that Roger special back. Now, on the first turn against Kanjuro and Kinemon, we do want to do a little bit of damage here. Not too much, though, as we don't want to actually get them below their threshold so they trigger their nasty effects. And if you actually kill one of them, the other one would just do a stupid, I think you get your full crew binded by Kanjuro, and Kinemon just despairs you or something stupid. I can't remember what they do. Just don't let it happen, and you'll be fine. On the second turn, we can use our switch ability of Vivi Becca for the chain lock, and with those Wano Orbs, as you can see, we do so much goddamn damage that we can just blast our way through. On the next stage, we come up against Kyoto Shiro. He's going to special seal our crew for 2 turns, but with Corazon, that goes down to 1 turn. And then we can switch with Luffy Zoro to remove the special seal, as well as the special bind. He has 3 turns of defense up, which is fairly annoying, but we are just going to sort of take 2 turns here on the Kyoto Shiro, just so we can get our specials back. I don't know if you really have to stall too much here. I just did because I had the HP. With the Liberal Hind and the switch ability of Vivi Becca, we can get quite a bit of healing back, and he does 18k on that first hit, and then he does something like 16k, I think, after that with the damage reduction. Once he puts up the damage reduction on himself, we are going to use our Luffy Zoro special, and our Vivi Becker special. Vivi Becker is going to remove the defense up and the rainbow shield. And then Luffy Zoro is actually going to give us a chain lock and a orb boost. We have that chopper on this particular team just to get us a little bit of extra healing there. The 5% is quite nice because we do have quite a large HP pool. And as you can see with Greats, we can just tear our way through Kyoto Shiro. On to the next stage now. We come up against the big boy, Jack. Jack is going to gloom us, which doesn't matter with Roger. And then he has his Haki interrupt, which Roger says no to. What we're going to do here is we're just going to use one of our our only Roger special. And that way we're going to get, I think, around that 3 times attack boost. I didn't check how much damage we did on the final stage, but we do have a significant amount of attack power here. This is the stage where they give us 99 plus turns of every orb is unmatching. So that's why you have to have like Wano Orbs or recovery orbs to get around that. Now, I hit all my perfects here just because I really wanted to make sure I had the damage to take out Jack. And we have 4 perfects on those hit barriers anyway. So I do want to take Jack out in one turn. But with the chain lock, without a chain lock from Vivi Becker, I just wasn't sure if I had the damage. But as you can see, we had heaps of damage there. On to the next stage now against Sangaro, Wano Kuni Law, and Zoro Juro. They're going to give a bind to our top right, bottom right, and middle left unit. So make sure your Corazon is in the bottom left so you can utilize his special. That way we get the Law support to give us a 1.75 times orb boost. And then with the switchability of the Becker to give us a chain lock, we can tear our way through Sangaro and Law. We are going to keep Zoro alive, as we do want to stall out on Zoro to get our specials back. I would recommend hitting a couple of perfects here. Against Law, you do really want to kill him, but with the 2 red units, getting the extra 4.75 times captain ability, there's just heaps of damage there. On the second turn, Zoro Juro is going to bind the other 3 units that didn't get binded on the first turn. So as you can see here, I'm just fast forwarding this just because this is where we are going to be stalling out. So make sure you're using your switch abilities of Invin Clay and Vivi Becker to get the healing back, as well as the damage reduction. Just hit single attacks as well. Corazon and Ivankov have the lowest attack, so just attack with them whenever you can, just to make sure that Zoro doesn't die too quickly. You do want to stall out that 20 turns of one special, but we are going to stall a little bit on this Jack stage here, so you don't have to stall out too much. Ideally, you just want to stall out so you get the Invin Clay, all your specials back, including Invin Clay and Corazon. So on the first turn against Jack, we're actually going to use the Invin Clay special. Again, we're just using their special basically for the healing, as we do want to stall out the attack down, damage reduction, and threshold that Jack applies. On the sort of first turn, Jack's going to turn into a Dex unit and blow away your friend captain for 1 turn. So you don't have to like fully heal. That's why I used Invin Clay over Corazon here, as getting a full heal really won't do too much, as he just blows away your captain, so you lose out on heaps of that healing anyway. Make sure you are switching with Invin Clay as well. Now, I forgot to there, but it didn't really matter because we got our captain blown away. But make sure you are switching with them every single turn for the 20% damage reduction. And once the auto heal goes away, make sure you are using Vivi Becker's switch ability to get that as well. After this particular stage, we're not actually going to need Corazon and Invin Clay anymore in terms of their specials. So, just before you burst down Jack, I would recommend using the Corazon special just to get yourself back to full HP. You can just hit like goods and greats just to sort of take Jack down. It would do a little bit more damage than I did, as I failed to actually burst him on the turn that I wanted to. But it's not the end of the world. So now that we're on our burst turn, we are going to use Corazon's special here. He's going to put us back to full HP. And then we can just hit greats against Jack. Now, as you can see here, I just didn't have enough damage to take out Jack on this particular turn. But it wasn't the end of the world, as Jack does a little bit of damage, but not heaps. So because I have the extra turn on Jack, I am going to switch with my Vivi Becker especially again. That way we can get a little bit of extra healing. Plus we always get that chain lock, which is very, very nice. On to stage 19 now. We come up against the big dog Kaido. Kaido is going to turn into his dragon form. He's going to give us 5 turns of burn. And he reverses quick specials. Then he gives us 99 turns of recovery down, which is the biggest issue that we have with this particular team, as the whole concept of this is like we do want to sort of heal. Kaido hits pretty hard. He does Blast Breast every turn, but with the switchability of Vivi Becker and that Chain Lock, we can just sort of hit him with Greats just to slowly take him down on the first turn. As you can see there, we did over 3 million damage just with Greats, which is really, really good. Wano Orbs are just ridiculously overpowered, man. When you have a full board of those things with an extra Captain ability, like, oh, man, it's crazy what you can do. So then we're going to switch with Vivi Becker once again to get that Chain Lock. And what we're going to do on this particular stage here is we are going to use our Oden special. Now, the reason we are going to use our Oden special here is because we get 2 turns of the Orb boost, as Kaido has a res mechanic. So make sure you use the switchability of your Vivi Becker here so you get the Chain Lock as well. That way you can just hit your Greats. Make sure you do not hit Perfects because that burn will kill you. Like, I can't stress that enough. Once Kaido goes down, he does res and special bind our entire crew for 3 turns. With Corazon, it goes down to 2, and then we can switch with our Luffy unit to get it down to 1. Now, I would recommend that you try and be your red units before you move into the final stage. As Oden is a red unit himself, Hawkins is actually going to turn into a quick unit. Or he's going to stay as a quick unit, I should say. Now, the reason that's a big thing is because you do want to switch in. Well, it doesn't really matter actually now that I'm really looking at it, because you don't need to use their switch abilities per se. But the reason I did it was because I wanted to switch into my Dex units. So that way I have heaps more damage output. Make sure you use Luffy Zoro specials first before you switch to the Vivi Becker if you need to. That way you get the 3 times Chain Lock, the 2.75 times Orb Boost, and then you can switch with Vivi Becker. Use their special to remove the defense up. Give yourself a 2 times color affinity to Corazon and themselves. And then we can finish it off with the Roger special to give us that crazy high attack boost, as well as giving us a 5 times Captain ability. I just finished it off here using KOZUKI Oden's super typing. Honestly, I'd probably just use that earlier in the run. Probably against Jack would work really, really well. But it was kind of cool that I did it here, as we actually managed to get the kill with the man himself, KOZUKI Oden. Boom. There you go, 25 mil. I think that was only with 3 units. So he can do some crazy things, Oden, but he did need a little bit of help from his captain, Goal D. Roger. So there you guys go. KOZUKI Oden getting the Hawkins Forest done. With a little asterisk, I guess. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. If you want to stay up to date with more OPTC content I post, hit that big red subscribe button too. But guys, most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day. I thank you guys for watching as always, and I will catch you all in the next one. Lights!